Hello, Taurus. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Star Spinner Tarot by Trungles. Uh, there's a website for them, chroniclebooks.com, if you want to find more information about this. Or I haven't been on that website. I'm guessing that there's more cards there, more decks. I'm guessing, totally guessing. Supportive Oracle Cards, Magical Spell Cards by Lucy Cavendish. Illustrated by Jesse Reisch. Reisch is R-E-I-S-C-H. I love this deck. I just realized it's from 2002. There's no website on here, but I'm assuming you can still find it. I don't know. Sometimes these decks go up in price, and I'm just kind of like shocked at some of the prices you see. But it's probably out there. Although it's a good deck, the cards stay together. You know what I mean? A lot of decks nowadays they start to peel apart quickly, which personally aggravates me. But you know, whatever. I use my cards all the time though. Why am I going on about that? Like, what's starting that? I'm already getting like a quality feel with Taurus, which is not shocking, but it's kind of like, you know, you get out what you put in. You know, I'm getting that energy because like I'm getting this. It's coming in with the cards. Like decks used to be a little bit more expensive and used to get more wear out of them. I've had this one deck since 2002. I got a deck I just bought a few months ago and it's already starting to peel off, and I love that deck. But I'm just like, there's a quality thing going on here. We're going right into quality right off the bat. So just so you know, you're starting off with this with the home safe protection and the lovers, which Virgo kind of started off with the home safe protection, not the lovers though. But I'm getting, for you, a lot of you, it feels like work to me. Like literally what you do for a living. And like you got this on lock. For some of you, I even understand it's not even that the work is going correctly, but you have a plan about where you're going next. It's kind of like you've made up your mind, this has to work out a certain way, this is what I'm going to do. And you know what you're going to do. Like, work is kind of like, it feels very work-related. Now, it's a general read. Take it wherever you need to take it. Could be literally home. Could be a friendship. Could be a relationship. Whatever it is. But it's kind of like, I know what I'm going to do, and I'm very happy about where things are going next. I'm happy about the choices I'm making. I am on plan. And that's paramount for Taurus. I am on plan, and it's going where it should be, where I expect it to. It's within the boundaries. I wouldn't say things were perfect, but you're like, well, it's in the general area I expected it to go, so I'm happy with that. I'm on plan. I'm good. I'm on plan. Lover's card. This is a deck that has more than one Lover's card, but you only have the one. Okay, that's cool. So you're on plan. Something is supporting you on this. It feels kind of universal in the sense of like the universe is kind of like, hey, we see you're doing well with that. How about some support? Because we like this. We like this for you. We really do like this for you, Taurus. We think you're going in a great direction. We think this is great. I don't know. It just seems like there's a lot of like support here. It could be a literal friend of yours, just to be fair. But when they get the prosperity with the King of Swords, is it the King of Swords? Yeah. Somebody is like saying, hey, I see where you're heading. By the way, here's some extra supplies. Because I see, like, it's kind of like you're going to go to Mount Everest and you're like, yeah, I'm getting some stuff together. Like, well, here's the supplies I used and why. I have some of this stuff I never used if you would like it. It's almost like that type of stuff. Like, I've experienced some of this, Taurus. I just thought I'd give you my information just so you can have that. You can think about what you want to do with it. And here's some extra equipment that I didn't use that if you would like it, you may have it. Like that type of support. Somebody's like, hey, I hear you're going that way. Here, best of luck. Here's some help. Here's what I dealt with. Destiny is telling me this is you're literally right on track. I just feel like the universe is behind you. Like, yep, this is where we need you to go. Yep, this is where you're needed. This is a good place for you. We really want you to go here. It feels great at this point. I don't think that's going to really change, by the way. I think you're going to be feeling good the whole way. I don't see that changing. I do see more supportive cards for Earth coming up. Knight of Pentacles, which is coins in this deck. And Mermaid Magic Seduction. The two of these together, you're en route. And you don't start out in a journey just to give up halfway. Like, you're on your way and you're like, yeah, well, I'm going because I'm going to get to there. It's kind of like, well, I'm going there. I didn't start walking just so I could stop halfway. I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it there. And you are going. The farther you get, the happier you are. You got fertility here, kind of like, yeah, this is going to be great. This is what I want. It's on plan. It's going as expected. I like the analogy of like a pregnancy, kind of like, yep, the conception happened, and now it's 9 months before the kid gets here, roughly, but depending on life, and I get to plan, and I got to put things together, and I got to, get this set for that, and I get this ready for that. You have all this time to put it together, but you're en route. It's kind of like, regardless of gender, like if you're preparing for that, 3 months in, you're like, all right, I got anywhere from what, 4 to 6 months left. I don't know why I'm thinking 7 months for some of you. I don't know why. But I'm preparing. I'm getting ahead of the schedule. I'm making sure I'm more than ready. And you're like, yeah, things are on track. Things look good. And I'm getting things where they need to go. The energy around you is supportive. But I'm also getting glamour in the environment. You're heading somewhere, and they know they have to accept it. And I feel like that when I see glamour in the environment, like, they're not going to give you any type of problem about it because they realize this is happening. And they don't see the point in it. Why say something, even though I do, in all truth, they're not quite comfortable. In all truth, they're not quite comfortable. But this has already started, this is on its way, you're going to do it, and that's how it is. So they're not voicing that. But I feel like for some reason we just want you to be aware that somebody's not voicing how they're really feeling. Not that you need to pull that out of them, but every now and then you might get this weird inkling like, that was a weird thing to say, or like, that seems like they didn't act like I thought they would. I think they're a little nervous. They're just not quite on board with it. They accept that it's happening, but they're not really like wanting it to happen is what I'm getting. Not totally yet. Not yet. Whoever this energy is too, in case it matters, they do seem to lock in later. They do come together better later with this. They got courage and the Four of Wands. They are very stable with the situation. That courage is, though, I feel like that's why they're not totally happy. It's kind of like they're nervous about what their part is going to be in this situation going forward. And they're kind of like, well, I know the Taurus is going to do what they need to do. The Taurus is great with responsibility. I just don't know if I have what it takes to keep up with the Taurus. Something like that. But they will. They're just nervous about it, is what I'm getting. They will. It'll be fine. I feel like that's one of the reasons they want to address that. That way, if you're seeing this or feeling that way, and you're like, oh, are they going to leave me high and dry? Like, what's going to happen here? They're going to stick around, is what I'm getting with the Four of Wands. It's just nerves. Something about nerves is like, oh, I don't know if this is... Oh, well, it's already happening, so I guess it's too late if I don't think it's a good idea, because it's too late. Like, nerves are going on there. So if you hear something like third party or something, still, realize this energy will pass. It will pass. Because sometimes it won't. But in this case, I'm getting that it will. You've got... Is that strength? Yep. Strength with the Magician. When this situation is ready to go into the next level, you're hitting the ground running. It's kind of like you already did your warm-ups. You already got yourself in physical condition for this run. It's kind of like you're coming up to a marathon. You know what I mean? You know how the marathon race is going to start. You know what's going to happen. You prepared for it. You got yourself physically fit for it. You know what I mean? The race is going to start soon. You did your warm-ups. You ate what you needed to the night before. You're on. You're ready. You're like, yeah, this is going to start off running, but I've been preparing for this run for a while, so I'm ready for it. I'm ready to do this. Strength is right there on your side. Taurans are really... The staying power, the responsibility, and holding to what you need to do is really tremendous. You guys do a lot, I know, but you're ready for it. The Magician is kind of like how you're handling it. You're coming into this ready to start something. And it's funny with the Magician because you get to create what you want, but you're like, you already know what you want. You already know what you want. You have other possibilities to change things if you want to, but you usually know what you want and you keep going that direction. this is a very good situation. When this other energy matches into yours, and they are gonna fortify this with you, and you're hitting that ground running, and you're ready for it, you prepared for it. It comes together very well. They're gonna hold up their side. They're gonna do what they need to do. It's a very healthy situation. I feel like it's very realistic how it's playing out. It's gonna take a little time for the energy to harmonize, I want to say. Even though this other energy is going to stick, they are going to be there, they are going to hold their responsibilities, I do feel like they will. It's going to take a little time for it to harmonize correctly. Because I feel like you're just kind of going along with, even though you have the Page of Swords, it's kind of like the plan was already set. Certain things already have to be done. I already know that I have to do them. So you're just kind of going the rote routine, doing what is necessary, doing what is expected. It's kind of like, well, that needs to be done, I'm just going to do it. And I said I was going to do that, so I'm just going to do it. And you're noticing that they're doing things that they're supposed to do. So you're watching and going along. You're paying attention. You're also very perceptive. This is a very perceptive card. Be careful of this, only in the sense of like, don't read into something too far. Because I feel like this other person's going to have some stumbling blocks. They've got the Four of Cups. It's a situation that's really good for them, but I feel like they're having some stumbling blocks. Don't read too much into it. You got to give it time to pass. When I'm getting this Five of Swords, it's kind of like, it's not really sure if this is going to work out. It's kind of like that's how it feels. These are all, well, they're all blue. I thought this was an air card. This is not. This is a Cups card. But it all kind of matches for me, the energy. Kind of like they're not really having the easiest time getting used to it. It's taking a while to harmonize. If you try to call it out, it's just not going to help anything. They just need time to get used to it. Don't breathe in or don't read in too much to it. Give it like a couple months at least. I'd say at least a couple months for this person to start shaping up and harmonizing better to the situation. It will get better. This, again, that energy, I keep getting that it will pass. But even though they're holding to their responsibilities, it doesn't seem like they're all into it, and I think that's what you're noticing. They don't seem like they're all into it. It's going to take, again, some time for that to harmonize. It's like really getting a really old instrument and kind of like having to fix it, tune it up, get the correct strings on there, keep tuning it, checking things like why doesn't it stay in tune, and retuning it and trying to find out what do I need to fix on it. Once it finally gets there and the instrument is up to date, has the correct pieces in place, and things it tuned correctly, it will do like it's supposed to. It's gonna take a while, and I know Taurus is patient. I get that. You guys are there with that. I know that, but I think it's the subject matter, and it's kind of like it's making you nervous. Kind of like I don't want to plan on somebody if I can't really depend on them to do what they're supposed to do. If I need to handle this on my own later, I want to be able to plan for that and do that. So it's kind of like you're just keeping your eye out there, like, are they just going to cut and run on me real quick? Because that's happened to me before. I feel like that's what you're worried about. And like, if I need to catch all this at once, I can do it, but I'd rather be ready for it. I don't think this person's going to cut out on you. I think that's what you're looking for. Just kind of like, oh, can I really depend on them? I do think so. It's a general read, I know, but that's what I'm getting. It looks like it's going to go well. The energy will pass. Once they harmonize, I feel like once this phase is passed and they have harmonized with you on this, I don't think it's a problem anymore. I don't think it's going to be a problem again, actually. It just has to harmonize. When it finally harmonizes, it's kind of like, all right. Again, you are patient, but it's kind of like you're patient for worth. I'll be patient for something that's worth it. I don't want to be patient for something that just like I'm just waiting. I'm just standing on the rug waiting for the right person to come and whip it out from under me so I end up on my ass. I'm not here for that. I'm here for something that's worth it. You know what I mean? If you're going to come up, show up, and help me do what I need to do, I'm patient for that. I do think this is going to go well. I really do. All right. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.